preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
President Trump shuts down the CBP One scam app and the parole program, and migrants are not happy about it. Let's watch. So this asylum seeker says, I was trying to survive. In the meantime, I waited for my appointment. And the reporter asks, how do you feel now? He says, I'm sad. I'm defeated because I'm not sure what to do about my future and my kids. So the reporter says he confirmed that he had an appointment for tomorrow, but then he received a notice of cancellation. Basically, the app says the appointment was canceled. And at this point, you realized that this dream has come to an end. He says, yes, I checked the app and I realized I no longer have an appointment. Then I asked other friends of mine who had the appointment for tomorrow, and they said the same thing, that everything has been canceled. And the dream has come to an end. So the reporter says, this is true. A lot of these migrants' dreams have now come to an end. The reporter asks this Cuban migrant, when did you realize that your appointment was canceled? And she says, right now, right here. Everybody was talking about it. You had hope this morning, he says. She says, of course. How did you notice that the appointments were canceled? She says, I checked the app and I updated it, and it showed us that everything was canceled. She says, why the ones from the morning went through, but not the ones from the afternoon? That does not seem fair. The reporter says, this is because there was a change of precedence. And she says, but it's not our decision to choose the appointment time. This Venezuelan migrant says, it's not fair because we've been here for about a year and a half. We don't know what's going to happen. It's been a lot of effort and a lot of work. We've gone through hunger, slept on the streets. The reporter said, at some point you thought you made it. And she says, yes, we thought we were going to go in, but we'll see what happens now. The reporter asks, what are you going to do now? And she says, we don't know. I don't know. Everything here is expensive and dangerous. And with kids, it's even worse. So I'm not sure. I'm not buying any of the crocodile tears. You see, they play the victim card before entering the country. And once they make it, then they go and take trash and record dancing videos and do a bunch of ridiculous live streams because they don't want to work. And then they complain and say, well, America isn't everything I thought it would be. So I don't like it here. I want to go back. But they still remain in the country. And let's not we forget about the ones who commit crime. Like this one, Venezuelan migrant Jezai Guerrero and her boyfriend, Fernando Pizarro, along with her other friend, Edison Pinto. These three migrants, along with another 5, were charged with grand larceny, possession of burglarious tools, conspiracy, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now that was in Virginia, and guess what? The 3 of them have been released. But more on that a little bit later. Also, I found one that's connected to the CBP One scam app. Please meet Venezuelan migrant Carlos Morillo. You see, this one is such a nice guy that he has helped many migrants use the CBP One scam app in order to enter the country. But not only that, he has many connections in Mexico and beyond that assist prospect migrants to make it through the Darien Gap, then Mexico, and then America. He's selling packages online, and he's even used the TikTok live stream to get new clients. Can you believe it? Well, you better believe it. You see, he even has client online reviews. You couldn't write this stuff, guys. Furthermore, we have to go over Sara Venezuela's reaction. You remember her, the one that was reported by the Vega Axis channel for stating that she never had an asylum case. The only reason she was coming to the US via the CBP One scam app was due to her boyfriend, who also apparently crossed through the Darien Gap, was waiting for her here in the States. And she also promoted and assisted other prospect migrants to come through the Darien Gap just like she did. But unfortunately, everything has come to an end and she never entered America. Lastly, there are other very important updates we have to go through, and we'll do it right now. Let's get started. Let's start with the Venezuelan migrant and asylum-seeking fraudster, Sara Mangual. She is in Mexico and was waiting for that CBP One App appointment that never came. So she says, let's answer the question that everybody is asking. What am I going to do now that the page is down? Or what are we going to do? Well, myself, I'm going back to Venezuela to enjoy my children, my mother, my mom's house, her backyard, drink some tea, talk, go to the beach, enjoy Venezuela. Again, I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. This is what God wanted, so it is what it is. I'm not going to fight against it. I tried it. I couldn't do it. 8 months of trying, and well, I'm going to, and yep, I'm going to go back. It couldn't happen. Oh well. Yep, normal. No big deal. Life goes on. Even if we're in Mexico, Venezuela, US, life goes on. And yeah, sure. It's frustrating because I was here for a while, spent a lot of money here, but that's how life is. We have to move forward. I'm going to go back to Venezuela with my family to enjoy my kids and my mother. What else are we going to do? There you go, guys. Boy, am I glad that we reported her to USCIS officials. What a total scammer. Hey, Sarah, have a nice trip. And say hello to your mom for me. That's right. Tell her I said hello. Okay, let's move on with the alleged criminal, Jezai Guerrero. Remember, this inspiring migrant is friends with the devil's daughter. So Jezai has a boyfriend named Fernando Pizarro and another friend called Edison Pinto. As you heard in the intro, they have been released, along with many of their other migrant buddies. But if you don't believe me, all you got to do is go and check their TikTrash profiles because they're very active right now. However, I did find this official update. And the headline reads, New Yorker pleads guilty to Leesburg Target theft. And I quote, a New York man received a sentence of 2 years of supervised probation after pleading guilty to grand larceny during a December 12th Circuit Court hearing. Edison Pinto Padron, 25, was among 10 other New Yorkers charged with similar crimes after being accused of taking a large amount of merchandise from the Target on Edwards Ferry Road in Leesburg. In exchange for the guilty plea, the Commonwealth Attorney's Office agreed not to prosecute him on additional charges. So the judge in this case sentenced Pinto to a suspended 2-year jail sentence and ordered him to pay a $436 restitution fee and $405 in court costs. The defense attorney Ryan Campbell said Pinto was with a group of travelers passing through their county from New York on a trip to the beach. He said one member of the group posed the idea of stealing from the target. The theft was not the purpose of the trip, he said. Campbell also said Pinto has a medical condition for which he was not receiving treatment in jail. Pinto's probation forbids him from using substances and includes screenings for alcohol and illicit substances. I would like to ask forgiveness from you, Judge, and everyone in this country for this crime, Pinto said in court. He was one of the final members of the group to go through the court system. The remaining 2 suspects charged in the case are being held in federal custody. You know what's crazy about the entire article here? Is that they continue to call this guy and his friends New Yorkers. So they're blaming the crime on New Yorkers when all of us know these are migrants. The good news is, I hereby announce that these 3 individuals, along with the other 5 people that were arrested and charged, have been reported to USCIS by the Vega Axis channel. Enough is enough. Now it's time to discuss the CBP One App darling, Mr. Carlos Morillo. And here he is on a video saying, we just wrapped up a long journey. I've been working since the morning, trying to help you guys. And I've been helping with the applications and the appointment, all of these steps. And I will show you videos of people telling me thank you for helping them with the process. And, well, look, let's not waste too much time on this fool over here. But basically, that's what he does, guys, on his TikTok page. His original TikTok page was banned, but then he opened another one. And he's on YouTube too, by the way. Needless to say, I've been investigating him for a while now, and I have a lot of evidence on this individual. I was going to show you all of that evidence, but I don't want to ruin my sources. I never give up my sources unless they want to come forward. However, that will not stop me from exposing this individual. You see, so not only did he come through the Darien Gap, but he's been assisting many migrants use that CBP One scam app that now it has been ended by President Trump. Oh, thank goodness, right? But this guy has posted other migrants giving him reviews online, like this one over here, thanking him for assisting with the process and getting the appointments and, making it through the entire thing, right? Not only him, but his family. That's what this guy is saying. And there are many other videos like this one. So this guy has contacts in Mexico, Panama, and even Colombia. He's connected, perhaps even with cartels. And that's based on the evidence that I have on this guy. He is located in Dallas, Texas right now. And he was asked at some point, what would happen if we come, meaning migrants? We migrants come with some people that have criminal records in Venezuela. And you know what he said? He said that there wouldn't be a problem going through all of those countries. Maybe in the US, you can face some pushbacks, but you can come nonetheless. Because he's charging money for all of these packages. He's giving prices for children, for individuals, for groups of families. I mean, this guy is a complete disgrace to this country. And that's why he's been reported to USCIS officials by the Vega Axis channel. Additionally, for what it's worth, he said he's not even paying rent in Dallas, Texas, because he is living in a bodega with, I guess, another group of individuals who are working for someone. And so that person is letting them stay in that bodega for free. They have their beds there, high-speed internet, and he's saving a lot of money. And then he's doing all of these things. Well, maybe he's not doing the CBP One applications any longer, but he still has the connections to get people from Colombia all the way to Mexico. I repeat, I have a lot of evidence on this individual that I will not share on this video because I do not want to give up my sources and ruin this investigation and other migrant investigations, but I will provide it to USCIS officials. Since we're done with the migrants updates for now, how about President Trump? On day one, he rescinded 78 Biden-era executive actions, declared a national emergency at the southern border, ended birthright citizenship for illegal aliens, pardoned nearly 1,500 January 6, 2021 prisoners, withdrew from the World Health Organization, withdrew from the Paris Climate Scam Agreement, froze federal hiring, ended DEI programs in the federal government, delayed the TikTok ban, designated cartels and gangs as terrorist groups, shut down the CBP One app, mandated federal employees return to work in person, established 2 federally recognized genders as male and female, and a lot more. Promises made, promises kept. It shouldn't be this difficult, guys. It's just common sense. But I guess it is difficult in Washington somehow. Then you got the Texas Governor Greg Abbott installing more buoys in the Rio Grande to stop illegal immigration. And how can I not give you an update on Mr. Tom Homan?
We were expecting, based on your initial schedule, that today roundups of criminal illegal aliens and the process of deporting them would begin. That seems to have been put on hold for a little while. When can we expect that to happen? Where will it begin?
No, it started. It
has started.
ICE teams are out there as of today. We gave them the direction to prioritize public safety threats that we're looking for. So we've been working up the target list. There was some discussion about Chicago because the specific operational plan was released. So we had to look at and reevaluate, does this raise officer safety concerns? And it does, but we've addressed that, and teams are out there effective today.
So critics were saying, okay, you're going to round up people's abuela, their grandmother, and ship them back to where they emigrated from. Who are the people that you're targeting, at least in this initial phase?
Right out of the gates, public safety threats. Those who are in the country illegally that's been convicted or arrested for a serious crime. But let me be clear. It's not only public safety threats that will be arrested, because in sanctuary cities, we're not allowed to get that public safety threat in the jail, which means we got to go to the neighborhood and find him. And when we find him, he may be with others. And unlike the last administration, we're not going to tell ICE officers not to arrest an illegal alien. So if they find others, they'll be arrested. So sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want. more agents in the neighborhood, and more collateral arrests.
Collateral arrests will take place and expedited deportations, especially for those that are unauthorized to be in the U.S. and cannot prove they have been in the country for more than 2 years. You already know that a lot of these migrants are very angry about all of these updates, but don't blame President Trump for it. Blame your buddies who came here to brag and mock this system all day, every day. And the Democrats, of course, how can we forget? Speaking of which, I think there are about 18 Democratic states now that are suing President Trump's administration over the birthright citizenship executive order. No surprise there, since we know they are very anti-American. Oh, and guilty as hell too. Do you guys remember Joe Biden speaking about the preemptive presidential pardons?
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons. Nor are you going to see in our administration the approach to making policy by tweets. It's just going to be a totally different way in which we approach the justice system.
And that's exactly what he did at the end of his presidency. Even Fauci was pardoned. LOL. And finally, guys, this was epic to watch. You had Mike Pence, George Bush, the Clintons, and even Obama was booed during President Trump's inauguration.
Now the boos are picking up again, as you can imagine. You have former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and obviously former President Bill Clinton as well. The crowd here is getting a little more raucous as it's filling out, about 20,000 inside of the Capitol real time, and how sort of MAGA world is watching. Big boos right now, as you can imagine. I don't know if you guys can hear it over my mic, but
boy, is that striking.
Former President Obama, former President Obama getting a resounding, as we would say in New York, a Bronx cheer here.
I have to wonder if this is setting the tone.
But look, these are the loyal supporters. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, Lester, I think you're right.
Oh, Barry, good riddance. Guys, thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And the special thanks and shout outs for my amazing supporters are down below. I'll see you guys next time.